Hi everyone, and welcome to Own Your Worth. Owning your worth is such a critical part to living a life that you desire. And because we live in a human life, we live in a physical life, then we need to embrace this sense of worth, and we need to embrace money and abundance and financial abundance in this lifetime. We live in a culture where money there's a real negative connotation with money, and when we tap into the collective consciousness, and if you can visualize and sense the collective consciousness as this infinite library of resources that are available to you as a human being. So and your home place, your where you belong, is within this collective consciousness. And as a human being, we love to separate things. We love to and the ego loves to separate and loves to put others above us or others below us, and there's a real there's a separation with everything that we do. And when we tap into the collective consciousness, we come back to the truth that all is, and we are a part of this infinite abundance of an infinite abundance. There is no end to it. And and the reason that it's so important to tap back into that is because that's the truth, and that is that's where the abundance comes from, and that's where we are drawing our and that's where we're channeling and downloading this abundance from the collective consciousness into our human experience. Okay, so when we're talking about owning our worth, we're talking about really feeling into that truth that we are worth it. You are deserving, and you are worthy of receiving and of experiencing the abundance that your soul desires. And remember, when I talk about your soul desires, it's really you. It's really, that's your truth. That's who you truly are, and that's your true self. And that's what you want in this lifetime. That's what your heart yearns for. And it's okay to yearn for those amazing adventures with your family. It's okay for you to want that beautiful home to live in. It's okay for you to want an overflow of money, to invest in your dreams, to have beautiful, delectable experiences that are self-nurturing. It's okay for you to desire to have incredible holidays with your family or with your friends. It's okay to want more than what you have already. It's okay to feel into that gratitude of feeling gratitude for what you already have and wanting more. It's okay, because when you come back to the collective consciousness, there is an infinite sense of abundance. There is an infinity of abundance. There is no end to anything in this life, and this is tricky for our human selves to get our heads around, because we work linearly. Our brain is we like sorting things, we like structure. That's very much the left brain way of thinking, and past lives and our past and our future. That's another example. Moving from birth to death is another example. Moving from stages, that's another example. But when we tap back into the truth of all that is, there is an infinite abundance of everything, and it's not a finite concept. Okay. So when we're tapping back into our worth, so our net worth equals our self-worth. So when we are feeling into that experience of knowing and trusting that we are worthy of what we desire, and worthy of that abundance and that financial abundance, then we can create the that net worth. We can create that abundance when we feel into the truth that we are worthy of receiving whatever our soul desires. Then we can receive and we can experience that abundance that we desire. Now, we have, as human beings, when we come into our human life, we have these choices and we can choose. We choose our life, and often we can get into our mindset of that life happens to us and that we have no control over it. So there's two ways to think about this. So the universe and all that is in the collective consciousness and our soul contract, that is... okay, that's interesting. Right, so we have there is a facade of an illusion that we are in control, but there's also the other side of the coin where we are in control of our choices. So as a physical being, as a human being, it's your choice, and it's your choice how you create your desires and how you create your life. And it's super important to allow that both of that yin and that yang, and so when I talk about yin and yang, I'm talking about yin is that intuitive receiving energy, and when I'm talking about the yang energy, that is that's the action, that's the moving forward. That is the making things happen energy. So when you're creating your desires, it's very important that you utilize both the yin and the yang energy. Now, a great example of this is and there's an imbalance if we don't use both yin and yang. So, and a good example of this is somebody who is often spiritual, and they are really good at the yin energy, and really good at connecting to spirit and source, and they are taking lots of action in their rituals and their manifesting tools that they're using, and they're doing all of that yin work, that intuitive work, by listening to their guidance, and so that's a really key part. That is definitely part of the process. But if this person does not actually act in the physical world, then their desires aren't going to come to fruition. So and that's the yang. So when you tap into, when you get to that point where you know what your soul desires are, then the most important part is for you to start taking action, and not just start, just continue to take action, because you've already started by at least taking this training. So when you are ready to own your worth and when you're ready to receive that financial abundance in your life, then you need to act. Now, we are very good at unconsciously sabotaging ourselves, and when we really, and this is why the daily fear-based stories in your journal are so important, to really get clear on what is stopping you and what's raising those blocks for you. So when we're in a position to actually own our worth and own our gifts, then we have a much better possibility to receive the abundance that we want. And so when we are at a point where we know what our soul desires are, which you have now, you've done that work there, you've got really clear on what your soul desires and what your heart really yearns for. The next step, and this is part of the soul method that I teach, one of the huge steps, one of the 4 components to the soul method is to take that leap of faith. And when you get to that point to really own your worth and you're ready to take action towards that financial abundance, then you're potentially going to, with your ego, a part of your human being and your whole self, your ego is going to step in and self-sabotage. And the way self-sabotage can come up is your ego is going to come up with all of these reasons why you shouldn't act upon your financial desires and bringing your abundance into this world. So, for example, if you are a very talented artist, or a very talented writer, or a very talented yoga practitioner, or a very talented photographer, or a very talented healer, whatever your gifts are, then yes, you have your soul is yearning to share this light, and especially if you're a light worker. Now, if you're a light worker, then your purpose in life is to bring more light and love into the world. And by doing this training, then you are most likely a light worker. You have this desire to bring more peace and love and light into the world for you and for other people or animals or anything that you'd like to work with. So the self-sabotaging. So the self-sabotaging can look like you have these incredible gifts and you're ready to receive, but the self-sabotage is the ego creating all of the reasons why it's not a good idea to act, and why it's not a good idea to share your gifts with other people, and why. And really, in essence, in the ego's full essence, it is stopping you from allowing yourself to experience the abundance as a result of your worth. So what's really, really important? So let's step back. Okay. So first of all, so let's go back to the money stories. Okay. So, and this is interesting because this is a really strong lesson for light workers, especially because okay, I'm getting so much information on this and it's tricky to keep up. All right, so let's go to generational DNA and the ancestral lines. So when you come into this world as a human being, then you're part of this ancestral line. So and when as a child you are looking, you're learning a lot from your parents and from your family and anyone else that is surrounding you in this in your early childhood, and unconsciously you're picking up all of the money stories and all of the self-worth stories that these people that surround you have. And this can go back. So generational DNA is basically your you have inherited what your parents and their parents and their parents and their parents have believed in. And scientists are now backing this up with muscle memory. So we actually do inherit the trauma. We do inherit those really challenging experiences that our ancestors experienced. Okay, so when you are tapping into your money stories, this can have a huge impact on how much money you receive. And if, for example, you have experienced poverty, then there is a strong chance that this has been picked up from your ancestral lines. Now, this is when the free will comes in. So you have a choice and you choose how you live. And bit by bit and day by day, and by working on your daily ritual of getting clear on what your thoughts are, what thoughts are being created within your mind, and then reconnecting to your spiritual truth and knowing that there is an abundance and there is an infinite amount of abundance for you, then you can recreate your stories and then be very selective and careful about how you choose to live your life in order to bring more abundance into this world. Now, when you're connecting with your soul desires, you have been given in this human life a set of incredible gifts. And as light workers, you have these incredible gifts in order to bring more light and love into the world. So as I'm speaking, I want you to just be mindful of what's popping up in your mind, okay? And these are going to be your gifts that you are bringing into this world. Now, this might be gifts. These might be gifts that you are sharing in somebody else's company or someone else's business or work, or maybe you're working for the government, or maybe maybe you're running your own business, or maybe you're starting to run your own business, or maybe this is a dream of yours. So when you tap into the extreme, overwhelming, incredible light and love that you can bring in through sharing your gifts, then you can connect with the value of your gifts. So as I'm speaking, just get your journal out and write down the gifts that you have, okay? And those gifts are those things that you love to do, remember, okay? There's also been experiences in your life that, that will support you in sharing your gifts. Now, the self-sabotage, that definitely comes up, and that is so the self-sabotage is a form of resistance that your ego is creating that is in line with the beliefs that you are not worthy of receiving. And so when you tap into the incredible value of the gifts that you have been given by the universe or by the collective consciousness, or as part of your soul contract, as that was written just before you entered this world, when you tap into those gifts, then you can really see an unlimited value, an unlimited, an infinite cost that is aligned with your gifts that you have. So here's an example. So somebody might have a gift of teaching and of inspiring and of helping people to live out their dreams and help people to connect to their true selves and help them connect to their spiritual team that can support them in their soul purpose and bringing out more love and light into the world. And this person has over their lifetime has collected all of these skills and all of these abilities through their life experiences. And when this person really taps into the wisdom that they hold, and when they tap into the experience and the possibility of sharing these gifts and sharing this wisdom with other people, so they can live their dreams and they can live out their soul purpose, and if they can bring more light and love into the world, when they really tap into the incredible gifts that they have, then they can come to a place of infinite value of their gifts. So now think about the gifts that you have and consider, how are your gifts changing the world? How are your gifts changing that one person that you're sharing your gifts with? So have a think about the gifts that you have, and have a think about how your gifts are changing another person's life. Now, this might be happening now, or it might be happening down the track. You know, maybe you're using your third eye vision, and you're connecting with what's going to happen in the future. Okay, but really tap into the gifts that you have. Okay, so first of all, write down the gifts that you have, because there is an incredible array of gifts that you hold. And when you tap into how this is helping another person, how this is bringing more peace and more love into the world, then you can tap into that infinite worth of your gifts. Okay, I'm just taking a moment, just because there is a lot of information, and this is a very deep part of this training that that it's helping you move from yin to yang. It's helping you move from having those dreams in your head and connecting to your soul desires and connecting to your soul purpose. And really it's about birthing this into the human physical life. Okay, now the reason money is so much aligned with owning your worth is because money is the physical symbol of value and worth in our lives. It is the material, tangible, physical thing that you can actually touch. In terms of it is the same vibration as your gifts. So the money that you're receiving as a result of the gifts that you have, that is a direct share. It's a direct exchange. So the more you value the gifts that you have, the more money, the more value you're going to create in your life. The more you tap into how your gifts are helping other people and bringing more love and light into the world, the more money you're going to receive. And remember, the money, it's not the physical, it's not the actual it's not the coins, it's not the paper that it's made of, the plastic these days that it's made of. It's the feeling that comes with it. It's the experiences and opportunities that come with it. It's the vibration that comes with it. And when you tap into that, money isn't all bad. So as part of this training, when you do your daily rituals, your daily fears today, I want you to focus on money. So all of those money stories that you have, the reasons why you don't deserve money, the reasons why you might feel unsafe around money, the habits that you have around money, the things that you do that stop you from having more money. I want you to really dive in and go beyond 5 fears. I really want you to go deeper and really connect with what stories have you inherited from your mum or your dad or further down the line? What experiences have led you to be in a space where you might feel as though you cannot receive more money? What are those experiences that have led you to believe that money is evil and bad and you're selfish if you want more money? Now, I'm going to move into that notion of feeling selfish if you want more money. So I know a lot of you have this desire and this desire to help people who are less fortunate than you, and I know that that feeling selfish because you want more money can be a really big block in terms of bringing more financial abundance into your life. Now, when you tap into that soul desire of yours as a light worker, to bring more love and light and opportunity and beautiful experiences for other people and other animals, then you're tapping into this possibility that by sharing the gifts that you have been given in this lifetime, you can have an overflow of money for you and for other people. So you might feel passionate about women's health, or you might feel passionate about children in poverty, or you might feel passionate about helping people in disadvantaged countries. Whatever your desire is, you might feel passionate about helping Indigenous communities. You might feel passionate about the homelessness. Okay, and that's your soul desire. That is part of your life purpose, to support those people. And it is possible for you to have an overflow so you can support those people and you as well, and your family. And the reason that is because your home is the collective consciousness where all that is available. You can draw it down into your life and you can experience more. Now, when you write your money stories today, then I want you can either go into meditation, or you can sit quietly and just feel into that incredible resource, that incredible library of resources that is available to you as a soul, as a spiritual being. And remember, we are a spiritual being before we're a physical being. And when you recreate your stories, it's coming from a place of all that is. It's coming from a place there is enough. There's more than enough for anyone and everyone. It's just about unbecoming what you have become, and it's about losing the layers of resistance, and it's also about feeling comfortable to embrace those really those limiting beliefs as well. It's really comforting to actually just embrace all of that, all of those challenging money stories, and know that it's safe. It's safe. It's not something that you have to quickly get rid of. As human beings, we're very good at wanting to just get rid of things that are uncomfortable. But no, it's okay. You can embrace those money stories and love on yourself for having those money stories, and because there is a beautiful lesson that comes with those money stories. Okay, so really hug and embrace those money stories, and don't feel as though you have to get rid of them. You can be in the presence of those money stories and also come back to your truth, which is that there is an abundance. There is so much. Now, when you are looking at investing in something, or when you are looking at spending something, of course there is a fear that you're going to run out of money, or that you can't afford it, or that you're not going to get the money back to pay it. And of course, that's all fear-based. So when you are following your guidance, if you are getting guided messages to act in a certain way, and it costs money, when you come back to the truth that the universe has your back and the universe is here to help you, then you just trust. You trust. Now, when you take action and then when you take action and you spend money, that's when the ego can really ramp up and come up with all of these reasons why you've made a huge mistake, and that's when you block and resist the abundance, the flow of abundance into your life. So just be mindful of that. So, and there's also an energy shift too. So, it's the discomfort of the unknown. I've put all this money out here, and what if it's just all been a waste of time? And it's that unknown of whether it's all going to work out. And part of the soul method is to embrace that unknown and embrace that uncertainty, and continue to take action. Now, we're going to talk more about the sharing and the selling. So if you're not working in your own business, or if you're not considering your own business, this relates to you when you're seeking a promotion, or when you're going for a new job, and you're really feeling into how your gifts are improving the world, how your gifts are bringing more love and light into the world. So when you really consider the experience of you sharing your gifts, then yes, that self-sabotage comes up. So I want you to get very clear on the reasons why there is a fear of you being seen and being in being in that action of sharing those gifts with other people. Now, there's a really good example here. So if money wasn't involved, then we would be willy-nilly, we'd be sharing all of our gifts left, right and center. And that's why we as light workers, we're very good at giving things for free, or we're very good at giving things for discount, as discounts. And my guidance tells me that as light workers, because there is a strong evil or negative connotation with money, that's why light workers really have trouble with that, and it's also a part of their maternal lineage and ancestral lineage. So okay, and they're also saying past lives as well. So there's been past life issues, and there has been experiences in your ancestral line where money has been okay, so money has been there has been a negative vibration around money, and that has built over time. That has built down the line, and so we live in a society where there is extreme. Okay, all right. So this is getting a little bit deeper. As you can see, I'm working with spirit as I'm speaking to you. Okay. This is bigger than I thought it was going to be. Okay. So, coming back to the truth of all that is. There is light and there is dark. And the reason why there has been a negative connotation and an evil symbol that has been associated with money is because there have been souls in the human life that have taken advantage of money and used money to exert their own ego power. This is very profound knowledge that I have just received. Okay. All right, so what I'm feeling now is that there is an extreme sadness and there's pain from us as light workers who we have witnessed in past lives, and our ancestors have we have witnessed and we have experienced the pain of being in the presence of those people, those human beings, those souls who have allowed their ego to take over and take control and manipulated others so they can fuel their ego with money. All right, so we're just going to do a healing on this now. So if you can close your eyes. And just taking some mindful breaths in and out. And just allowing your shoulders to drop. And allowing any other form of resistance in your physical body just to soften. Okay. And just drawing your awareness to your ears now and visualizing or sensing that you have a vortex of energy coming out of both ears. So these are your ear chakras. And visualize or sense the energy coming out of your ear chakras. And in this moment and in this financial flow, you are releasing the negative connotations that are with money. And this is the inherited money stories and money fears and the painful experiences associated with money that you have inherited in this lifetime, and you're just allowing them to exit your entire being via your ear chakras. So if you can visualize that vortex of energy coming out of your ears, as if spirit, your guides, your angels, your loved ones who have passed over, they're just all helping, almost as if they're pulling a giant cord of muck out of your ears on both sides. And just feel into that experience of letting go of that muck. There's no need to hold on to these money stories and this pain that has come with being in the presence of those human beings in past lives or past experiences that have taken advantage and abused their ego power with money. And there are also people in this present life, in this present moment, who are presently abusing their power in conjunction or wholly and solely by their ego with money. So we're just releasing that from our being, our mental realm. And we can ask Mother Gaia to transmute that energy, that muck, the debris, just to transmute that into light energy, so send it to the very core of the earth. Now let's send some healing to that collective of people who have abused their power with money. Let's shower some beautiful, sparkly, light-filled dust, healing energy over the top of them, so they can feel into the love that is in the absence, so that they have a void of loving energy within their heart space. So let's just shower them with that beautiful loving energy that their soul desires, allowing them to loosen their grip on the abusive nature that they have created in their association with money, so they can find their truth and find their love and draw more love from the universe into their heart space. And while we're here, let's just journey up into that beautiful library of resources just above our crown chakra, where we can visualize a cloud of abundance. Let yourself play and love and roll around in that beautiful experience of abundance, knowing that you are worthy of receiving that abundance and experiencing that abundance. Know that you have access to that abundance. And while you're up there in that beautiful cloud of abundance within the collective consciousness, just collect what you'd like in terms of abundance. It might be bags of money, or that beautiful cloud of feeling abundant. Draw that down through your crown chakra and fill your entire body with that beautiful energy of abundance. Now taking your awareness to your solar plexus chakra, which symbolizes your worth, your self-worth. And just raise that vibration there in your solar plexus chakra so it's shining bright like a sun and matching the same energy with the abundance in the collective consciousness, that library of resources above you. So visualize that you have the same vibration within your solar plexus chakra as the collective consciousness and financial abundance holds. Feel into the same vibration, so it's a balance of vibration, same energy in your solar plexus as the collective consciousness. They're balancing like scales. So when you share your gifts, you are receiving your gifts. When you are sharing your gifts, you are receiving the abundance that it is worth. When you are sharing your value, you're receiving the value. And opening your eyes. So coming back to the balance of yin and yang and in and out and up and down. When you are sharing your gifts and sharing your value and owning the value and the gifts that you have, when you're really owning the gifts that you have and really connecting with how that is shifting and changing and helping another person, then you come to a place of infinite value. So for those of you who are in your own business or thinking about running your own business or anywhere in between or on either end of the spectrum, or if you are working for somebody else, you can really tap into the gifts that you have been given and you can balance that. So when you share, you receive. When you sell, you receive. It's safe for you to sell, it's safe for you to share, and it's safe for you to receive. So get very clear on how you can share and sell your gifts and take action. Feel into the value of your gifts. Share those gifts and put their price tag on your products and services and your time and energy that is in line with the infinite value of your gifts and the experience that you are giving when you share your gifts. I'm going to leave that there and I will talk to you soon.